Yes, now we are. Yes, we are live.
Oh, great.
So now you can tell me.
So the question is, you spoke on the previous podcast,
Ah,
the latest one, in fact, about the energy centers
okay,
of the human body.
okay,
And in order to get the optimum output of those energy centers, we have to maintain a straight posture while sitting and meditating.
hmm,
So I would want you to elaborate this at length so that we get a better idea about the energy centers and why the body posture maintenance is of utmost importance.
okay, okay. Now, number one is that our body is made out of energy. That much we all agree, right?
Yes.
Now, what is the energy form? Is that in this body we have electrical impulses, which so if you really see, just like the lightning is there, in the same way there is electrical impulses which is there in heart. It is there in every part of the body, which is, if that electric has a change, so the body will not function to its optimal. So that is when we start getting diseases. So this is the fair idea about what is there. So now, when we keep a erect posture, what happens is that there are energy centers in the spine. Okay, so this is not a physical center, it is more, we can say, a psychological center, or a center which can be only experienced in the mental body rather than the physical body. And the physical body, what we have, meshes around the mental body. So let's say whatever is called as Gandhabba is the mental body, and on that this will grow. That means this Patavi Apo Tejo Vayo will grow. So what I'm seeing right now of myself is nothing but the representation of the mental body with a physical structure. So the pain and the pleasure which is experienced is on the mental through the physical. So this is where all the scriptures talk about. And now you have an energy center created, just like energy center is created in the earth. In the same fashion, we have the energy center created in the body. Okay, so now when we have an erect body, basically what it does is that it allows the energy to move from head to the toe and toe to the head without any kind of blockages, and especially good for meditation, because then the mind stabilizes and you can feel the energy moving. So whatever we are talking about sensations, after a while you can feel it like an energy movement as opposed to a sensation. So then we can get into the Rupa and Arupa jhanas easily. And that is when you understand between the sensual stimulus, which gives pleasure, versus the jhanic pleasure, which is much better because it sustains more than the sensual. So that means what I'm seeing through eyes and ears and nose and all that. Here again, when I'm seeing something or hearing something, tasting something, touching something, and smelling and thinking, what we call as vinyana, consciousness, is having that energy. So it moves towards that object as though picking it up, and the mind feels that object. So there's a feeling which is happening. So if you want to really experience the energies moving in the body, then it is through the straight way of sitting, not bent not drooling, not sleepy, and all that. So that is the primary, what I can say, the step for to attain that. So that is what the energy systems are. So when you really see, they generally talk about 7 chakras or seven concentric areas, which is true. It is around the mental body. And if you have seen the DN2 Samannaphala Sutta, he talks about coming out of the physical body like an astral travel, and you experience all that you want to experience without the need for this physical body. So basically, the mental body is experiencing the physicality as a connection or as a association with the physical. So by eliminating that, you can basically move this body, or meaning the mental body, out of it, and you can go wherever you want. So that is what the base energy is all about. So it has nadis, is what it is called about, or the tubercles through which the energy moves, and in the physical body it is the nerves which takes that. So when we really take a scan of MRI, you can see that the energies are moving. So there is, you can see the red and the yellow and the blue in the body. So that is the thermal energy what can be seen. So it shows that not only in this body, everywhere, in the space, in the house, wherever you are, you can see this thermals. That means the energy exists here and outside. So it's not exclusive to me. It is there everywhere. So we can call that as a thermal energy. Now, what are we trying to achieve is that understanding this energy, we can then get to know what really is happening in our body. So then we can see the energy movement. So you can really feel something is moving up the spine. So the chakras or the centers get charged up, giving you a different kind of experiences. But then I don't have to be worried about that or the experiences which are coming. I can watch it, and observing the breath will help me to focus on that energy which is coming up till the head and again going back. So it comes and goes and comes and goes. So that's what the energies are all about. Yeah, Naveen. Now,
So is it the same? Is it the same? Probably it is in your, what do we say, in yoga also. There is some term specifically used for this.
yes, it is called as Kundalini.
Yeah.
Okay, and that is the same, but that is that's not mentioned in the Buddha suttas anywhere. It's not there. It is also not there much in the yoga of Patanjali. He doesn't mention about it, but then there is Hatha Yoga Pradipika, which talks about it, and an Englishman who had come here to India during the British rule, and then he happened to read this, and then he started experimenting it, and that book is called a Serpent Power. That's a very nice book which he's written, and one, if he practices that, will be able to experience how the energies move in the body. So when I am tired, let's say I'm tired, it means that the mental sheath has no power. It's not the physically you're eating, but then the processing and everything is done for the mental sheath or the mental body or the manomaya kaya. if I were to use the Pali word. So it's all mental. It's not physical. On the mental is this physical. So it meshes up. It meshes up between the physical, what I'm seeing, this hand, what I'm seeing. Its nerves and everything is there physically, but it is connected to the mental. So when I press here, the pain which I feel is through the mental body, not through the physical. The physical, it has no feelings and no perception associated with it. Only the mind has the feeling and perception associated with it. And hence it is called as Mano Sankhara. And it has Vedana and Sanya, that is feelings and perception. So,
Okay.
mhm.
So is that all about the energy?
No, it depends on what exactly you would like to know about energy. Otherwise, there is nothing more than only this, because then you need to know the yogic postures through which you can enhance it. There are pranayamas, there are bandhas, there are so many things which you can do to do that energy thing, which is also
But,
good. Yes.
I just want to know that Buddha ever uh, got these two things ever mixed this way? Because these two things are two different streams, I guess. Meditation and postures.
No, it's not like that. He has not spoken about that basically for three reasons. Number one reason is that that is not required, meaning to say that his direction is on why there is birth and why there is decay or aging, why there is diseases and why there is death. That's exactly his questions are. Not about whether there's energy centers or there are no energy centers, whether Kundalini is there or not there, whether there's a right way or the wrong way or whatever it is. His quest was only about how are we born, and if we are born like this in a particular family, and why do we age, and if somebody is aging, then the diseases and the death. So he wanted to find out an answer for how to stop birth and death. So his mission was to understand the dukkha, the suffering one takes to exist. So in that way, the streams look different. But when we carefully observe on the Samanapala Sutta, many of those aspects were available even before Gautama Buddha. Meaning there were ascetics and Brahmins who were able to get into these jhanas. They were able to see their past lives. They were able to do everything, whatever Buddha is informed, they were able to do. But only the ending of defilements they were not able to do. Other than that, they were able to have supernormal powers. They were able to keep their body in one place, go to another place, establish themselves there, take the body there. Just like you carry a sack, you carry this physical body into some other place. Why that? In case of Kriya Yoga, wherein if you read about Yukteswar Yogi, who was a teacher of Lahari Mahasaya, and then through which Yogananda wrote the book Autobiography Yogi, and then in that he explains how his teacher was able to manifest himself in two different places at the same time, and he used to meet different people just being there. So they used to feel that I have my teacher sitting, and then another person saying that I also have my teacher sitting. So there are very funny things which have happened. And so through energy transformation only these things are done. So it is there. In fact, all the attainments what Buddha talks about is through energy centers. So he's not exactly spelled that out, but it is subtly there. The reason why he has not promoted or he has not said more about it. Even when there is a sutta where one person, one bhikkhu, disrobes himself and he says that he's leaving the Buddha and he's joining somebody else, and then another person comes and asks him that why did you allow him to go, and he talks about the supernormal powers, and then he keeps on explaining to him that how he and what time he had shown the supernormal powers, and then this guy or this person or this bhikkhu still leaves him and goes away. So then with whomever he was following, that teacher, that guru loses, and then he understands what is Buddha. Even though he knows that Buddha is like this, he leaves him because he didn't teach him how to attain these supernormal powers. So Buddha asked him, when did I tell you that I am going to teach you supernormal powers, or you join me, then I'll teach you. I only said to you that I will teach you what is suffering, the cause for suffering, the way of getting rid of suffering, and the path you need to take to not suffer in future. This is what I teach. I don't teach supernormal powers. I don't teach how to multiply yourself, how to walk on water, how to walk in space, and all that I'm not here to talk. But if you really see how that is done, it is done through energy transformation only. It can't be done in any other way. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
But there is no explicit mention of it. It is very implicit.
Uh-huh. That's all. That was the only question I had for today.
Okay. So a very short discussion then.
Indeed. So shall we close this call then?
Yeah, if we are done, then that's all what we can do.
Yeah, as of now, no questions from my side.
Okay, then we'll end. Okay, thank you so much. Bye-bye.
No problem. Bye.